Top 5 Best Morning Drinks That Help Your Kidneys Flush Waste, Fight Inflammation, and Stay Stronger After 60. Most people over 60 start their morning with the same drink every single day. And without realizing it, they may be making their kidneys work harder before breakfast even begins. Here is the part almost nobody thinks about. Your kidneys never get a day off. They work while you sleep. They work while you eat. They work while you walk, sit, stress, recover, and age. Hour after hour, minute after minute, they filter your blood, balance your fluids, manage minerals, help regulate blood pressure, and remove waste your body cannot afford to keep. And what you drink first thing in the morning can either make that job easier or make it harder. That is why this matters so much after 60. Because kidney decline usually does not arrive with fireworks. It builds quietly, slowly, silently. Through years of dehydration, excess sugar, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, recurring infections, too much sodium, too little water, and daily habits that seem small but add up over time. A lot of seniors do not feel kidney stress in the moment. They just feel a little tired, a little swollen, a little foggy, a little off, and by the time there is a clear warning sign, damage may already be underway. But here is the good news. Your kidneys are remarkably hardworking, and in many cases, simple daily habits can help support them, reduce strain, and give them a much better start to the day. Not miracle cures, not expensive powders, not flashy detox promises, just smarter choices that improve hydration, reduce inflammation, support urinary health, and help your kidneys do what they were designed to do more efficiently. That is what this video is about. Today on 60 Strong, I'm going to show you the top 5 best morning drinks that can help support kidney health naturally after 60. These are realistic drinks, affordable drinks most people can start tomorrow morning without turning their life upside down. And stay with me until the end, because drink number 4 is the one many people over 60 avoid for the wrong reasons. They think it is only for the stomach. They think it is too strong. They think it is just an old home remedy. But it may be one of the most underestimated morning drinks for kidney support on this entire list. Also, one quick note before we begin. If you have advanced kidney disease, are on fluid restriction, have been told to limit potassium, or take blood thinners or diabetes medications, some of these drinks may need to be adjusted for your situation. So think of this video as a smart guide, not a one-size-fits-all prescription. Now let's start with number 1. Drink number 1, warm lemon water. Before you dismiss this as too simple, stay with me, because sometimes the most effective habits are not dramatic. They are consistent, and warm lemon water is one of those habits that can do more for your kidneys than people realize. The problem it helps address starts the moment you wake up. After 6, 7, sometimes 8 hours of sleep, your body naturally wakes up a bit dehydrated. You have gone the whole night without drinking. Meanwhile, your kidneys have still been working in the background, filtering blood, concentrating urine, balancing electrolytes, and clearing waste without any fresh fluid coming in. So by morning your urine is often more concentrated. And concentrated urine matters. Because when urine stays concentrated too often, minerals are more likely to collect, stick together, and eventually form crystals. Over time, this raises the risk of kidney stones in some people. It can also create a less friendly environment in the urinary system, especially if hydration is poor day after day. That is why the first drink of the morning matters more than people think. Warm lemon water helps in a few useful ways. First, it starts rehydrating you right away. And after a dry night, that first wave of hydration can help dilute urine, support circulation, and give your kidneys the fluid they need to start moving waste more efficiently. Second, lemon naturally contains citrate. Citrate matters because it can help reduce the chance of certain kidney stones by making crystal formation less likely, especially calcium-based stones. That is one reason citrus has been studied so much in kidney stone prevention. Third, fresh lemon adds flavor without adding the things your kidneys do not need first thing in the morning. Sugar, syrups, artificial dyes, or a heavy load of calories. And that is one of the hidden benefits here. A lot of healthy morning drinks are not really healthy. They are sugar in disguise. Lemon water is not trying to impress you. It is trying to help you. Now here is how to make it correctly. Squeeze about half a fresh lemon into a glass of warm water. Not boiling hot, not ice cold, just comfortably
Drink
warm.
it slowly
Drink
on
it
an empty
slowly
stomach
on an empty
before
stomach
coffee,
before breakfast, before anything sweet.
And two important warnings
Do
here.
not add sugar. If you turn lemon water into lemonade, you defeat the point. And try to use fresh lemon rather than bottled lemon juice whenever possible. Fresh lemon gives you a cleaner, simpler version of the drink, without extra preservatives or additives. Now, is warm lemon water a miracle? But is it one of the easiest and smartest ways to give your kidneys a more hydrated, lower stress start to the day?
Absolutely.
And sometimes that is exactly what good health looks like. Not spectacular, just solid. Drink number 2, unsweetened cranberry juice. Cranberry has been associated with urinary health for years, but most people only know half the story. They hear, cranberry is good for the urinary tract, but they do not understand why. And even worse, many people buy cranberry drinks that are so loaded with sugar, they end up canceling the benefit entirely. Here is the real issue this drink is trying to help with. As we get older, urinary tract problems can become more common. That matters because repeated urinary tract infections do not just cause discomfort. In some cases, if bacteria travel upward, the infection can move closer to the kidneys and create a far more serious problem. And seniors are especially vulnerable. The immune response can be less efficient with age. Bladder emptying may not be as complete. Some people have diabetes. Some take medications that change fluid balance. Some simply do not hydrate well enough. All of that can increase the chance of recurring urinary issues. This is where cranberry may help. Cranberries contain compounds called proanthocyanidins. These compounds are believed to interfere with the ability of certain bacteria, especially E. coli, to stick to the urinary tract lining. And if bacteria cannot cling as easily, they are more likely to be flushed out. That does not mean cranberry cures infections. It does not. And it does not mean cranberry juice replaces medical care if you already have burning, back pain, fever, chills, or signs of a real urinary infection. But as part of a prevention-focused routine, unsweetened cranberry can be a reasonable choice for some people. Now, here is where people go wrong. They buy cranberry juice cocktail. That word cocktail is the trap. Many of those bottles are packed with sugar. Some contain more sugar than people expect from a morning drink. And extra sugar is not doing your kidneys any favors. It can worsen blood sugar control, increase inflammation, and put more stress on the blood vessels your kidneys depend on. So if you want the benefit, choose unsweetened cranberry juice. If the flavor feels too sharp, dilute it. 1 part unsweetened cranberry juice to 2 or 3 parts water is a much smarter approach than forcing down a sugary version that tastes easier. A small morning serving is enough. You do not need a giant glass. In fact, with something this concentrated, less is often better. And there is one more reason I like this drink on the list. It reminds people that kidney protection is not only about stones. It is also about infection prevention, urinary health, and reducing the repeated irritation that can wear the system down over time. So no, cranberry is not magic. But used correctly, unsweetened, it can be a smart part of the picture. Before number 3, if this video is already changing how you think about your mornings, right now. Hit subscribe right now. Strong, we break down the daily habits that matter after 60 in a way that is practical, and worth your time. And if you're watching, leave a comment and tell me your age and where you're watching from. I love seeing this community show up from all over the world. Now let's move to drink number 3. Drink number 3, green tea. Green tea looks gentle, it tastes light. It does not scream for attention. But inside that simple cup is one of the most studied groups of plant compounds in nutrition research. And for kidney support, because after 60, your kidneys are not only dealing with waste, they are also dealing with inflammation, blood pressure, oxidative pressure, blood vessel strain, and the slow wear and tear that comes with aging and chronic disease risk. Green tea may help in several of those areas at once. It contains catechins, especially egg G, which have been studied for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. And when we talk about kidney stress,
inflammation
matters.
Inflammation
Oxidative
matters.
stress matters.
Oxidative
Blood
stress
vessel
matters.
health matters.
Blood vessel
because your
health
kidneys
matters.
depend on
Because
an
your
enormous
kidneys
network
depend
of
on an
tiny
enormous
filtering
network of
structures
tiny
and
filtering
delicate blood
structures
vessels to
and
do their
delicate
job
blood
properly.
vessels to do their job
If those
properly.
vessels are under constant
If those
pressure,
vessels are under
or if
constant
inflammation
pressure,
stays
or
high
if
for
inflammation
years,
stays
kidney
high for
function
years,
can slowly
kidney function
suffer.
can slowly suffer.
That is one reason green tea is so interesting. It is not only about one benefit. It may help support the environment your kidneys live in. Green tea may also be helpful because of its connection to blood pressure support. And high blood pressure is one of the biggest long-term threats to kidney health. It damages the tiny filtering units inside the kidneys gradually and silently. So anything that helps support healthier blood vessel function when part of an overall healthy routine deserves attention. There is also research exploring tea compounds and kidney stone risk, though we have to be responsible here. Green tea is not a guaranteed anti-stone drink for every person in every context. But as a lower sugar, antioxidant-rich alternative to soda, sweet coffee drinks, or energy beverages, it is often a much better morning choice. Now here is the part most people miss. Preparation matters. Preparation matters. If you scorch green tea with boiling water, you can make it bitter and unpleasant. You can make it bitter and unpleasant. A gentler steep usually works better. Heat the water until it is hot, but not aggressively boiling. Then steep the tea for 2 to 3 minutes. Do not load it with sugar. That is the mistake that ruins everything. People take a drink with potential benefits and turn it into dessert. If you want more flavor, a slice of lemon works far better than sugar. Citrus can complement the tea beautifully and keep the drink feeling light rather than heavy. Now, one caution. Green tea does contain caffeine unless you choose decaf. So if you are highly sensitive to caffeine, already anxious, or dealing with medication timing issues, you may want to choose decaf green tea or keep the portion smaller. But for many people over 60, one warm cup of properly prepared green tea in the morning can be a quiet, steady upgrade. Less sugar, less chaos, more support. And sometimes that is the real theme of kidney protection. Fewer insults, more consistency. Drink number 4, ginger tea. This is the one I told you to stay for. Because ginger is often misunderstood. Some people think it is just for nausea. Some think it is only for digestion. Some avoid it because they assume it is too strong, too spicy, or too old-fashioned to matter. That is a mistake. Because ginger may be one of the most underrated morning drinks for older adults who want a routine that supports both circulation and inflammation control. And those two things matter a lot to the kidneys. Ginger contains active compounds like gingerols and shogals, and these compounds have been studied for anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. That matters because chronic inflammation and oxidative stress are two of the quiet forces that can gradually damage tissues throughout the body, including now, let me be very clear and responsible here. Ginger tea is not a treatment for kidney disease. It is not a replacement for medication. It is not a cure. But as part of a morning routine, it may help support a lower inflammatory environment, and that can be meaningful over time. There is another reason I like ginger so much on this list. It fits the reality of aging. A lot of people over 60 are not dealing with just one issue. They are dealing with overlap. Maybe it is mild blood sugar trouble, mild blood pressure trouble, digestive sluggishness, poor circulation, a little extra inflammation, a little stiffness, and not enough hydration all at the same time. That is real life. And ginger is one of those ingredients that can make sense in that kind of real life, because it supports more than one system at once. It can warm the stomach. It can make water more enjoyable to drink. It can reduce the urge to reach for sweet beverages. It may support healthier blood sugar patterns when part of an overall good routine. And if it helps you choose ginger tea over a sugary flavored coffee drink, that alone may be a huge win. Now here is how to make it. Take about 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger root, sliced or grated. Use fresh if you can. Fresh ginger gives you a cleaner, brighter, more active cup. Add it to water and let it simmer gently for about 10 minutes. Then strain it into a mug. You can add a squeeze of lemon if you like. That combination works beautifully. What you do not want to do is drown it in sugar and call it healthy. That is the trap with almost every wellness drink. The extras are what cause problems. One more caution here. If you are on blood thinners, or you bruise easily, ginger is something you may want to discuss with your doctor before using regularly in larger amounts. Again, common sense matters. But for many people, one simple cup of ginger tea in the morning can feel like a reset button. Clean, warm, supportive, light, not flashy, supportive, just useful, not flashy, and after just 60, useful and beats trendy every single time. Drink number 5, plain water. I saved this one for last, not because it is the least powerful, but because it is the foundation under everything else. And the truth is, many people over 60 are not drinking enough of it. That is a bigger deal than it sounds. Because every function your kidneys perform depends on water. Water helps carry waste. Water helps dilute urine. Water helps support blood volume and circulation. Water helps your kidneys move what the body no longer needs. Without enough water, everything becomes more concentrated, more sluggish, and more stressful. And here is the part that catches so many older adults off guard. Thirst changes with age. A lot of seniors do not get strong thirst signals the way they used to. So they assume they are fine because they do not feel thirsty. But not thirsty, and well hydrated, are not always the same thing after 60. That means mild dehydration can become a daily background problem. Not dramatic, not obvious, just constant enough to matter. And when mild dehydration becomes normal, the kidneys pay for it. Urine becomes more concentrated. The risk environment for stones can rise. The urinary system may become less efficient. Fatigue can feel worse. Constipation can worsen. Blood pressure regulation can get trickier. Everything gets a little harder than it needs to be. That is why plain water deserves deep respect. It is not exciting. It does not have a health halo. It does not come in glossy packaging. No one markets it like a miracle. But your kidneys need it more than they need almost anything else on this list. Now, here is the key. More is not always better. If you have advanced kidney disease, heart failure, or you have been told by your doctor to restrict fluids, that advice comes first. Always. In some situations, too much water can create problems. But for many people without strict fluid restrictions, the goal is steady hydration, not overhydration. Start your morning with a real glass of water. Before coffee, before juice, before checking your phone, before the day runs away from you. That first glass matters. Then keep hydration steady across the day, rather than trying to catch up with huge amounts all at once. Your kidneys prefer rhythm, not chaos. And please watch out for the fake waters. Flavored packets, colorful hydration mixes, sugary vitamin waters, trendy electrolyte drinks that are loaded with sodium or additives. These can sound healthy, while quietly becoming just another source of stress, especially if you do not actually need them. Sometimes plain water is not basic. Sometimes it is brilliant. Now let's zoom out for a minute, because this is where people start to see the bigger picture. The wrong morning drinks can put your kidneys in a hole before the day even begins. A giant sugar-loaded coffee drink? That can spike blood sugar and add unnecessary calories. A salty instant breakfast shake? That may increase sodium load in some products. A sugary juice blend? That can hit your system hard without helping much at all. An energy drink? For older adults, that can be one of the worst ways to start the day. Too much stimulation, too much sugar, too much pressure on systems that are already working hard. And the problem is not only the drink itself, it is the pattern. Because what you drink every single morning becomes your baseline. It becomes your default. It becomes the thing your kidneys have to deal with over and over and over again. That is why small changes here matter more than people think. If you swap one high-sugar drink for plain water, that matters. If you start hydrating before caffeine, that matters. If you reduce recurring urinary issues with smarter choices, that matters. If you lower the daily inflammatory burden just a little, that matters too. Health after 60 is rarely about one giant fix. It is about removing friction, reducing strain, supporting the systems that have carried you for decades, and asking less of them, not more. So let's recap the top 5 morning drinks. Warm lemon water helps you rehydrate after sleep and adds natural citrate, which may be helpful for people concerned about certain kidney stones. It is simple, clean, and far better than a sugary start. Cranberry juice may help support urinary tract health when used correctly and without added sugar. The key word is unsweetened. Green tea offers antioxidants and may support blood vessel health and lower inflammatory balance, making it a smarter alternative to many sweet morning drinks. Ginger tea is one of the most underestimated options on the list. It supports hydration, adds anti-inflammatory plant compounds, and can help set a calmer tone for the whole day. And plain water is the non-negotiable foundation. Without enough of it, the rest of the list cannot do nearly as much. Now here is the most important thing I want to leave you with. Kidney problems do not usually begin with one terrible day. They build from repetition, from mornings that start dehydrated, from years of too much sugar, from blood pressure that stays just a little too high, from infections that keep returning, from habits that feel harmless because they are common. But protection works the same way. Not overnight, not instantly, but steadily. One better drink, one smarter morning, one lower sugar choice, one extra glass of water, one less strain on your kidneys. Repeat it again and again until your routine starts working for you instead of against you. That is how real change happens after 60. Not with panic, not with expensive gimmicks, not with detox fantasies. With consistency. So tomorrow morning, do not try to do everything at once. Pick one. If you are barely drinking water, start there. If you love a warm routine, try lemon water or ginger tea. If urinary health has been a recurring issue for you, talk to your doctor about whether unsweetened cranberry makes sense. If you want a better swap for sugary coffee drinks, consider green tea. Just start somewhere, because your kidneys have been showing up for you every day of your life. Quietly, faithfully, without applause, without rest, without asking for much. They deserve a better morning than most people are giving them. And if this video helped you, share it with someone you care about. Your spouse, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your best friend, anyone over 60 who wants to stay ahead of kidney problems before those problems become serious. You never know who needs this reminder. And if you have not subscribed to 60 Strong yet, do that now. Because next week we are covering the 5 everyday foods that may be putting silent pressure on your kidneys after 60, and chances are, most people watching are eating at least one of them regularly, without realizing the damage they can cause over time. Take care of yourself, take care of your mornings, and take care of the kidneys that have been taken